Guys, it's me, Lil Ninja, back in the video, and today we're doing what if Naruto had Hashirama and Madara cells, I meant to say, part 1, and I hope you like this video, but that's not all I gotta say, is sadly, this might be my last video on the YouTube channel. Well, apparently on this YouTube channel, because there's a couple of reasons why I'm changing channels, and I will explain all those reasons after we give out the shout outs. Editor, please put the shout outs up on the screen right about now. Thank you, editor, and thank you to the people that have watched my videos over the years, especially the people that comment, like these 5 people up here. Basically, these people showed me that people actually like watching my videos, even though I don't always get a lot of views. It shows me that I still make videos for people that actually want to watch them and actually want to listen to the stories that I create. Just to let you know, I'm not only making these stories. In the past, people have given me ideas for more what ifs, and I will continue to do that over on the other channel. And I thank these people that are up on the screen, the comments that are up right up there. I'm not gonna say their names because I really don't want to mispronounce them, and don't really. Well, I'm probably not going to mispronounce them, most of them at least. But anyway, let's get to the reasons why I am changing accounts. So first things first, I found out there's a lot of people named Lil Ninja. I did not know that when I first created the account. I did not know when I first made this account, I did not know what I was going to do with this whole thing. I mainly wanted to do something gaming, but when I realized that I liked making stories, I decided to make this whole what if thing. Another thing is that after I was making stories, I never realized that anyone else was named Lil Ninja. Like, Lil Ninja is legit my gaming tag inside of most of the games that I play, and so I just decided to keep the trend. If this thing is gonna be named Lil Ninja, why not make my YouTube channel named Lil Ninja? So that's just how we kept it. But then this year. Well, this year as well as last year and the year before that, 2022, I searched up my own name, expecting not to see that many Lil Ninjas. I knew there was probably gonna be some, but I didn't expect there are tons of Lil Ninjas on YouTube. Legit, there are so many Lil Ninjas on YouTube, and it just kind of threw the name off for me because I'm not really standing out. I'm the little ninja that makes stories. It doesn't really matter that much to me. So I'm the little ninja that's making stories. So the main reason why I'm making a new account to put all these videos on is to basically be something different. I don't want to be known as the little ninja that made the little stories. I just want to be known as basically my own name. Another thing, I want this channel to represent me starting out making stories. You see, because when I really started out making what ifs, it was kind of choppy. I didn't have a script, and I still don't have a script. I mainly just speak from what I'm feeling at the moment, and sometimes I do have to re-record, even because I don't have a script. I would have re-recorded right now, but I really didn't feel like it, and it would have took too long. And this is already my 3rd take, I believe. Anyway, that's another reason why I'm switching accounts, to basically make this account represent the past, me growing, making stories for you guys, and you guys commenting on these stories. Another thing is that I want this, basically the new account will represent me starting basically a new chapter for my stories, making it basically longer, and basically not speaking the stories but using a text-to-speech. I already started doing that on this account, but I don't really, like I said before, I don't want to deal with being known as just another little ninja inside of this big YouTube algorithm app. And the final reason why I am making a new account is because I believe that I royally screwed up the algorithm for this account. I've gone on so many hiatuses that this account is basically not like, I barely get any as much views as I used to. You can go to my basically most viewed video. It's basically like 3 years ago. That's kind of concerning. Like my most looked at thing, which has over thousands of views, is over a year old. And back when I was basically not even using text to speech or having basically a good voice for this speaking stuff. So really, I wanted to basically make a new account so that way I could start over, so that I don't mess up the algorithm. So, because my plan is I make 3 YouTube videos every other week, so that way I still can make sure people are looking at my videos. And now the things that you click on for my videos are much more visually appealing than how they were back when I first started out this channel. And that's a lot of yapping from me, but I guess we can get into this amazingly crafted what if now. Oh yeah, before I go into the video, I almost forgot to tell you guys what the new account will be called anyway. I'm only gonna start uploading maybe next week on that channel, because I first gotta get all the other, like, I'm gonna be putting the newest videos that I've uploaded this week, this year, onto those, so that way I can still branch off from this, like I can still continue from those videos, because I still have to give you guys the part 2s and the part 3s and all that. So here's the channel. So yeah, this is the new channel logo, and it looks better when you see the actual channel, but that doesn't matter. The new channel will be called All Kage. Now I looked up All Kage, and there's only like one person I believe that's actually named that besides me. Again, I know I should have looked at the YouTube to see if anyone was named that before I took the name, but not many people actually use All Kage, so it was basically like a green light for me before I looked at the video. Plus, the other people that have that name haven't uploaded in years, and there's like so little few of them, a lot fewer than the people that have the name Little Ninja. So that will be the name of my new account, and is also where I'm going to be uploading my what ifs from now on. Now, without further ado, let's get into the amazingly crafted what if of this last. Of the amazingly crafted what if that will be the last for this account. Without further ado, let's begin.
Act 1. A broken boy makes a strong ninja. We start in the Leaf Village. Half destroyed by the 9-tailed fox. Born on this day was a boy named Naruto Uzumaki. Of course you know his story. But like the changing waves, not all timelines are the same. A man in a white cloak tipped with red flames, bright yellow hair, and the headband of the hidden leaf. In this man's arm a bundle of cloth that would be covering a baby boy. The man would look to the visage of a giant fox that was chained down. The glowing chains would be connected to a red-haired woman that would be trying her best to hold the beast down. This was all being watched by a pale visage with long black hair. Snake-like eyes was what this man was using to watch. Looking at the carnage of the village with a grin, for him this was an opportunity. An opportunity to take what was rightfully his. The Uzumaki and Namikaze were known to have high healing factors. And experimenting with separate human samples of each clan to make himself immortal and never work. Of course the pale man never tried to make a subject that was from both clans. It was practically impossible. Both clans' genes were to dominate to create a lab subject from scratch. And even then, whenever he did make a subject, it didn't go well. But there it was. The impossible in the 4th Hokage's arms. A being of Uzumaki and Namikaze lineage. The man would make sure to experiment on the child, or his name wasn't Orochimaru. And who knows, maybe he could make the kid a much better vessel. He did have some Madara and Hashirama cells that he didn't use for his other project. Why not graft the cells on to the young boy? The snake sage's thoughts would be interrupted by a sound of blood splattering on the grassy floor. Looking up to the battle, he was ignoring the nine-tailed demon had just pierced through Minato and Kushina. After Minato sealed the beast into the baby, Orochimaru would appear in front of the two dying shinobi. Orochimaru, what are you? Orochimaru would ignore the two to pick up his prize. Orochimaru, if you even put one hand on that baby, I will. You will what? Come from the dead to kill me? Orochimaru would laugh, causing the world to darken. While this child is ruined as a vessel by the demon, he would make a great experiment to further my research. Minato would scowl with Kushina crying on his shoulder. Leave me, son, out of this. Oh, why would I? This opportunity will never come again. Orochimaru would see the blonde start to heal along with his wife. Seeing this, the snake would begin to grin. And to make sure of that, Orochimaru would start to do one-handed hand seals, sending a current of electricity through them, killing them. The sage would put the bodies into coffins that he would seal away and would move quickly to one of his secret labs. Time skip. Naruto would wake up knowing something was wrong. His body was submerged in some strange green liquid. Naruto would quickly move around, finding he was connected to breathing tubes. This was confusing to the young blonde, but looking at the reflection in the glass, the young boy's appearance was altered. Focusing on the slight reflection, Naruto would see his blonde hair wasn't blonde anymore, he now had black hair with some streaks of red. Looking at his eyes, he would see they had changed from their teal to purple with rings around his pupils. The boy would blink with his eyes changing to normal, but his teal eyes had a ring of purple. But he would sigh, glad that at least his eyes weren't fully purple. He would find his skin was more pale and his whisker marks were fading, practically gone. Focusing through the glass, he would see the outer room, his room. He would try and remember back to before all of this. Something had to happen to him in that time. And then it hit him. A look of terror would be on Naruto's face as all of the memories would come back. Flashback. Naruto had just finished eating with his father, who had made the best breakfast he ever had for his birthday. Naruto would walk through the smooth stone hall. Looking back, Naruto didn't know how he didn't see the evil in his father's eyes. Then again, now he didn't even think that man was his father. Naruto would remember how on his birthday, while playing with a ball that his so-called father had got him, the man had burst into his room to attack him as if the years they spent meant nothing. Of course, the small 4-year-old boy couldn't get himself out of the situation, so he was sedated and passed out. The last words Naruto would hear on his birthday was, "You are just an experiment and a smaller version of the man I hate." End flashback. Naruto didn't have time to think of the pale-skinned snake-like man. He had to figure out how to get out the tube. That man had told him that each tube could last years. But looking at himself, he was in here for a long time. Meaning the air was running out. At some point he would lose all his oxygen. Naruto would look to the glass that was keeping him in. There was only one way out. Naruto would close his eyes, channeling chakra through his whole body, causing his purple eyes to change red with 3 tomo. As the boy put his hand on the glass, the plants in his room began to grow. Naruto would thrust his hand through the glass, breaking it and creating trees around him that would protect him from the shattered glass. Looking at the night sky, the boy would see gates in the distance. They were far, but they were a place to go nonetheless. Naruto's eyes would turn normal as the trees around him would seem brighter as he walked and started to run to the gates. Perspective shift. The third Hokage, also known as Hiruzen Sarutobi, was doing his best to get through the mountain of paperwork. Also known as the bane of any Kage, Hiruzen really hated the paperwork. He found any way to get out of it if he could. But today it seemed he would have to deal with the stuff. Looks like his luck ran out after all. He was getting too old for this. The only reason he even became Hokage again was he wanted to make sure that Danzo did not take the position to change the Leaf Village in his image. Lord Third would look to his office door, trying to will some distraction to come flying in. Surprisingly, this worked, as one of his Ambu had come in with a small frail visage of a black and red-haired boy with torn cloths. "Wolf, what is this?" The Ambu would bow, then stand up quickly. "Lord Third, we found this boy out near the gate of the village." The Hashirama thought of what to do quickly, with his face not showing any emotions. "Leave him here. I will decide what to do." This was of course a lie, as well as a way to get out of the paperwork on his desk. Hiruzen would wait for the boy, his faded whiskers reminding him about his dead surrogate grandson. Looking at the boy closer, he resembled Kushina and Minato. At this point Hiruzen had to wipe tears from his eyes, as the boy was one who they didn't find after the Nine Tails attack. He was Naruto, the son of Kushina and Minato. The Kage would decide to quickly get some food for the boy before he woke. Only place that would be open at this time was a ramen shop that he knew Minato and Kushina went to. Kinda of ironic that their son's meal when he woke would be their favorite food. Perspective change. Naruto had just woken up, the smell of food hitting his nose waking him up even more. Naruto would look, seeing that he was moved from where he fell. It was weird seeing buildings for the first time. That stone home was all he knew. Naruto would fully opening his eyes, seeing who we know as the third Hokage. Glad to know he wasn't back in a tank. Naruto would have a small smile, but it would quickly fade. "Where am I?" Hiruzen would tense up, and Naruto would look at the ramen in front of him. "Please eat. You will need as much energy as you can get." Naruto would nod. As he would eat, he would realize the flavor was nothing like he ever had before. When Naruto kept eating, Hiruzen would realize the plants around him reacted to his emotions as well as movements. The plants in his office seemed a lot more alive after the young boy had woke up. Naruto, after finishing the delicious food, his body would start to change. Where he was skin and bones before, he began to grow muscle mass quickly, and his faded whiskers had come back in full force. This would very much surprise the old Kage, seeing as one meal was enough to restore him to what seemed like a healthy state. "So where am I?" Hiruzen would sigh, hearing that he seemed better. Then the raspy sound of the boy's voice went through his head. "You are in the village, hidden in the leaves." Naruto would narrow his eyes, but then they would soften as he remembered that his so-called father was a snake and a liar. "Are you okay?" Naruto would shake his head. "No. I'm not. I woke up in a tank. And I woke up different." The boy would look at his hands, then to the Kage of the village. "Do you know the name Orochimaru?" Hiruzen would widen his eyes, thinking at a high speed. That traitor took the son of Minato and did this to him. The leader of the village would sigh, knowing that the snake was long gone and they wouldn't be able to find him. Hiruzen would decide to answer the boy's question. "Yes, I know him. He is a traitor to this village, found of doing unspeakable acts and experiments." Hearing that word again, he would look back to the old man. "Can you tell me what that is?" Hiruzen would be confused. "What do you mean?" Naruto would take a breath, still having trouble. "Can you tell me what an experiment is?" Hiruzen would blink, but would quickly answer the question. "An experiment? Well, for the snake." Hiruzen would spit at the sound of the word. An experiment is him testing on human subjects to help him further his goals of becoming immortal like a tool. Naruto would look down, saddened, knowing that there wasn't any chance of that man actually caring about him, no matter how much he wanted to hope. I was just an experiment to him. This would break Hiruzen's heart, making him regret not ending Orochimaru when he had the chance. "I'm sorry." Naruto would look back up at the third Hokage. "But if you want, you can stay here in this village." Naruto would think about the offer. There were some things Naruto knew about the outside world, one of them being Ambu. For some reason the snake really liked to teach him about ninja. One thing he knew about Ambu, it's the fact that they are strong ninja. He wanted, no needed to become more powerful to kill the snake of a man. Looking back to the old man, Naruto would nod. I want to become an Ambu. This would make Hiruzen sweat drop. Why? It want to become strong and look for the snake. Hiruzen would sigh knowing that when an Uzumaki would set on something they couldn't be stopped. Fine, but you will be my secret personal Ambu. You will only answer to me to start. I will be training you. Naruto would nod, being too serious for a child. Time skip. A shinobi with a black and orange fox Ambu mask would be running through the village. He seemed to be 13. The shinobi was in a black version of the Ambu get-up as well as a black cloak licked at the end with orange flames. The kanji for demon fox would be on the cloak. The small shinobi would make his way to the Hokage tower, having come from a mission. Jumping through the open window of the tower, the shinobi would stop, landing in front of the Hokage's desk in a kneel. Hokage-sama. Hello's Fox, thank you for coming quickly after your mission. Fox would stand up, making sure to keep his emotions hidden as all Ambu should. Yes, what did you need, Hokage-sama? Fox, please stop with the formalities, we know it doesn't fit you. And take off your mask please. The black-haired boy would begin to frown under his mask, fearing he might have messed up. Fox would take off his mask, revealing Naruto. GG, did I do something wrong? No, you have actually done a lot of good as well as set records for the Ambu. Hiruzen would look at the file that he had gotten from his desk. Most SSS rank missions done in a week. Youngest Ambu to become captain. Most kills ever since you joined. Like I said, you have done a lot. The old man would put the files back on his desk. So why did you call me and tell me to take off my mask? Hiruzen would sigh, looking back to his surrogate grandson. Naruto, you know the max time we allow anyone to be in the Ambu, correct? Naruto would nod, then he would realize he had been in the Ambu for 7 years. It was time for him to give it up. To become a normal shinobi. Of course, he also knew that Hiruzen wanted him to make some friends his age, but he couldn't do that in the Ambu. Naruto would nose, putting his mask on the desk. Hiruzen would laugh. You will be keeping your mask. What? Hiruzen would shake his head. I know the standard is that the Ambu would leave their mask, but this mask was made especially for you, and it was your mother's. Naruto would take the mask, remembering what Hiruzen told him about his parents and the things he got from them on his 10th birthday. Mainly the mask and short dagger he had gotten. The mask had sealing areas, allowing the user to understand and copy down any seals, as well as being able to put them on a special fingerless glove. And the short blade, the would look like a mix of a katana and a machete with a chain on the end. The blade had seals on it, allowing it to have the abilities of the 7 swords, and was named Sashimi. Note: I'm lazy and I just thought of that name on the fly. Naruto would put the mask on the side of his head, covering some of his hair. So what division am I gonna be in? Hiruzen would put his hand on his chin, pretending to think, even though he already knew what division he would put Naruto in. Actually, Naruto, you have one last mission, but after this you will be with the graduating class of Jonin. Naruto's eyebrow would twitch at this. You said Jonin. GG, I'm at the least a mid-level Jonin. And that's at the very least. Hiruzen would sigh. Naruto, no other ninja your age are higher than Chunin. I'm just asking you to stay in the graduation class for a month. We have word that there is a traitor teaching the students. We want you to find him. Naruto would frown. Old man, I'm fine with that, I just don't want to be a Jonin after the mission. Naruto, I can't do anything but this. You started out as a Ambu with no other training, so from the start you were a Jonin Ambu. Naruto would sigh. But because you are so against it, I'll make you a Takubetsu Jonin. You have special clearance to all information as well as missions. And your first mission is to find the traitor and take them down. I suspect he or she has been in close contact with the clan heirs. Naruto would bow. Okay, Hokage GG. I accept this mission. When will I receive my updated ID? Hiruzen would snicker as he was reminded of the ID Naruto made when he was 7 for his shinobi career. The kid had painted his face. It was a hilarious photo. Maybe you can use the one you have now. Naruto would cry anime tears. Come on GG, you can't make me carry that around, I was 7 please. Hiruzen would laugh. I was kidding. Old man. Naruto would sigh and head to the door. I'll start on my mission. Time skip. Naruto had changed his look to a more normal ninja but more hyperactive, with him using a hengi to change his hair blonde as well as turn his eyes blue, finishing the look with a orange and blue jumpsuit. Naruto would make his way into class after hiding his headband under his jumpsuit, making sure to note everyone in the class. Mainly just the clan heirs. First one he would quickly note is Sasuke Uchiha. Naruto had learned that he had the cells of both Uchiha and Senju, giving him 3 bloodlines. The Sharingan, Rinnegan and Wood style. Going back to the full-blooded Uchiha, Naruto knew the Uchiha was one of the only that weren't stuck up like the others. But Sasuke mainly kept to himself. The kid is one of the only people who knew of the Uchiha Caudate, and because of this he is also one of the only people to know the innocence of his older brother Itachi Uchiha. Naruto would keep looking around, seeing Hinata Hyuga, the stuck-up main branch prodigy. Although she was kind-hearted, she put up a mask to protect her after being bullied for so long. This made her look like any other Hyuga from the main branch. Only people Naruto knew the truth was Neji Hyuga and a girl named Ten. Moving on to the hyper-aggressive Kiba and his pup Akamaru. As a Inazuku, the kid has high senses as well as strength, as well as lower intelligence when using animal instincts. Sitting beside the kid was Choji and Shikamaru, the 2 most laziest kids in the class, but probably also in the top 5 strongest, as well as Shikamaru being the smartest. And Ino Yamanaka, a girl that co-founded the Sasuke fan club, a insult to Kunoichi along with her friend Sakura and the other fangirls. Naruto would turn his Sharingan off and would put his idiotic mask on. Naruto would burst through the door with a grin, getting everyone to be surprised. Hey, I am Naruto of the Hidden Leaf, nice to meet ya. Iruka would slap himself. That's what I forgot. Sorry, you must have been sitting out there for a while. Naruto would wave it off. Nah, it's fine. So where do I sit? Iruka would point to an empty seat in the back, with Mizuki looking at the young shinobi with malicious intent. Flash forward through the month. Naruto had made friends with Kiba, Shikamaru and Choji, as well as figured out who the traitor was. Mizuki was the only one liable for taking most of the volunteer work to get secret weapons he had found, as well as extra gear. He also found plans for the stealing of the secret forbidden scroll. Of course, this was enough to put the man away and execute him. But Naruto wouldn't be himself if he didn't fuck with the dead man a bit. So Naruto had kept his mask up, making him the dead last of the class and the class clown. It was the day of graduation and Naruto had made sure only to barely pass. Of course Mizuki would fail the boy just to use him to steal the scroll. And whenever Naruto had it, he would kill the brat. Naruto had gotten the scroll easily just by asking his GG to hold it. Now all he had to do was wait for Mizuki while in his regular shinobi attire with his mask on his forehead with no hang. The traitor would finally appear, surprised at Naruto's new look. Naruto, is that you? Naruto would grin at Mizuki. Yes, Mizuki-sensei. Naruto would then draw his blade. The thing would have started to grow red crimson scales as a mouth. Naruto would slightly pet the blade, feeding it some of his chakra. The wood put it on his shoulder. Mizuki would sigh. So the Hokage already knew that there was a traitor. That's why you only came at the end of the month. You're an ambu, aren't you? Naruto would laugh. Ding 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 ding. You got the truth correct. You want a medal. Mizuki would glare at the secret ninja, with that glare being broken when Naruto used his blade to shred through the lower half of his body. The traitor would cough up blood and fall to the floor. Naruto's blade would turn normal as he sheathed it. Naruto would look back to Mizuki. You're still alive. Mizuki I would glare at what he thought was a demon further established after Naruto's eyes turned red with slits. Well, I'd like a traitor of Orochimaru's to suffer. After saying this, Naruto had used wood style, which was now red after Naruto had trained it so much. The shinobi used to complete swallow up Mizuki as red liquid would ooze out of the red tree. The boy's eyes would flash red and then go back to teal and purple. After this he would start doing hand signs summoning a normal-sized fox, and he would give the fox wearing a pouch a scroll. The fox would run in the direction of the Hokage office. Time skip. And Naruto would wake up from the nightmare he had every day. But it was finally over and he had to make his way to the academy to get assigned to his new team. Naruto would move out his house, quickly moving to the academy as he was stopped by a purple-haired lady in a mesh outfit with a yellow jacket. "Hey Anko-chan." The girl now known as Anko would scowl. "Cut the crap, Gaki. What can't cut you favorite Ambu some slack." The purple-haired girl would glare. "Do you know what you did last time we met?" Naruto would think back. "I kissed you." The angry Jonin would blush. "Not that. You stole my dango after splashing me with water." Naruto would grin. He remembered what happened. He just liked messing with the darker-haired individual. After all, they were both prank masters. And the boy was just getting her back for what she did to his ramen. Ramen doesn't belong in the damn sewer. So he of course had to get the purple-haired woman back. Naruto grinned at his friend. "So, want another kiss or what?" Anko would blush with a grin as she appeared behind the black and red-haired boy. That taller woman would put kuni to the boy's neck as she whispered in his ear. "You just saying that 'cause you want to." Naruto would blush, then poof into smoke, appearing in front of Anko. "You know, I really am starting to question our relationship." The purple net would grin and look at the orange-clad kid. "Me too, Gaki. You still owe me dango." The lady would disappear with no sound. Man, why do I always attract the crazy ladies? Naruto would keep making his way to the academy, arriving late just to make everyone surprised. Naruto had a meeting with Iruka and Gigi so that Iruka would play into his look and entrance and the fact that he was already a ninja. Naruto would stand at the door like he did at the start of the month, waiting for Iruka to call his name. Then he would hear it, but of course Iruka used his real name this time. Naruto Uzumaki. As murmurs went through the class with everyone being surprised. As people would raise their hands, "Didn't he fail?" Naruto would walk through the door, his new look surprising everyone. Only some being able to tell it was him, mainly by the whiskers. First person to speak out would be Shikamaru. "Hey Naruto, why the change? Don't tell me you're trying to be more troublesome." Naruto would chuckle, causing more confusion for the class as usually he was loud and obnoxious. This would also get an angry shout from Sakura. "He's just trying to be like Sasuke-kun. The idiot couldn't even pass, and I bet he got Iruka in on one of his pranks." The class wouldn't even get the chance to laugh as Naruto beat the to it. The childish laugh that everyone knew Naruto for, but it was different. It wasn't fake, no. This laugh was of pure joy at what Sakura said. It was like the dead last knew something everyone in the class didn't. But to anyone else it wouldn't matter. Sakura would stare at the fake blonde and scowl. "So, you gonna tell us what's with the change dead last?" Naruto would stop laughing. The silence flooding the room. The long quiet was unbearable as Naruto would be dead serious. Not a good sign for the fake blonde. Naruto would sigh, freeing the class from the silence, and would look up at Sakura. "You all barely know me." Naruto would grin. This would make the class once again confused, not processing that there was more to see from the dead last. "First things first, I won't hold being called the dead last against any of you. But a heads up. Don't underestimate me. It could be bad for you." Naruto would put his hand to his chin and look up to the sky in thought. "Oh yeah, and this isn't a new look. This is the real me. I've mainly had a mask on this whole school month." The fake blonde would grin. "All you need to know is I'm a different guy sometimes. It wasn't a big mask, but y'all don't know everything about me. I did show some of my true self to my friends though. Right, Sasuke? Naruto would turn to the lone Uchiha as they would give each other a grin. Of course these two were friends. It made sense, mainly the fact Naruto messed up in one of their spars and got the boy questioning this true power, leading to him finding out the truth and the two becoming great friends. Of course Naruto had the Uchiha keep his mouth shut better to see the looks on the class's face. And right now they all look priceless. Even Sasuke's fangirls were questioning the two boys who were grinning at each other. Naruto would move to sit next to his friend, getting the fangirls to scowl at him, not realizing this isn't the right shinobi to mess with. As the boy was ready to relax, Naruto had realized the mob that was on the side of him. The ex-Ambu would yawn with a bored look on his face. "What's up?" Sakura would speak for the Sasuke fan club. "Sorry, but actually I'm not sorry. I must be the one to sit next to Sasuke-kun. And stop pretending to be friends with Sasuke and stop pretending to be cool. You're still the dead last." This would get shouts of "yeah" from the mob, who for all purposes was filled with weak fangirls. This would cause the boy to raise his eyebrow. "You guys do know I wasn't joking. Who am I kidding? The whole class besides Sasuke probably don't believe me." Naruto would shrug. "In that case, ask Sasuke who he wants to sit next to." The fangirls would be taken aback, with Ino being the first to stop the silence. "Well, Sasuke, tell the dead last who you want to sit next to." Sasuke would smirk. "If you didn't hear the so-called dead last, I'll say it again. I'm sitting with my friend." This would shock all the fangirls. The sight of the object of their affect, Ion, agreeing with the dead last was meant to be unseen. Possibly even a nightmare for some. But here the two rivals were being best friends with no worries. Sakura would be having the worst of it. Her mind wasn't able to handle the overwhelming fact. The only way she could process it was to rage at Naruto. "Well, it doesn't matter if you're friends with Sasuke-kun. You're still a dead last." The pink-haired girl would storm off into her seat with the rest of the fangirls sitting down. Finally, seeing the commotion calm down, Irika would sigh. "Finally, you brats have calmed down. Now getting to it, you all need to know that Naruto wasn't lying. He's been a ninja from the start. I was informed by Hokage-sama." Everyone would look at Naruto in a new light. Kiba would raise his hand. "Yes, Kiba. Then why is he with our class?" Naruto would sigh. "Look, Kiba, I'm here for a team. And I was also here for a secret mission." Kiba would laugh. "Well, if you're back, you are probably a dead last in your original class as well." Naruto would sigh, with everyone laughing at him besides Sasuke and Hinata. "Laugh it up. You guys can believe what you want. Doesn't change the fact what will happen if you fight me." Naruto would grin, with Kiba glaring at the black and red-haired boy. "Then why don't we go right now?" The ex-Ambu would laugh while looking at Kiba. "You would be too easy to defeat." "Oh, you dead." Kiba would be cut off as he would feel cold metal against his neck. "I'm getting sick and tired of your mouth. You don't know how to speak to your comrades, so why speak at all?" Kiba would flinch at Naruto's tone as he saw the red eyes behind him. In these seconds, Naruto gained silence from the class as everyone wouldn't move a muscle. "Now let me tell this class something. You all can stop calling me dead last, it gets on my nerves. Second, I won't take disrespect from fresh Janine. And third, Naruto would put the kuni away." Suspense and silence would fill the room, everyone waiting to hear the third thing. Naruto would say, "I was kidding about the first two things. You guys have a right to question me even if I'm telling the truth. Not like I wasn't the dead last to you all. But y'all gonna start seeing the real me. Not who I was pretending to be." Naruto would grin after everyone had a sigh of relief, seeing Naruto hadn't hurt Kiba. Naruto would sit back down next to Sasuke as Iruka would finally be able to tell everyone their teams. Teams are the same as in canon. Time skip. Naruto, Sasuke and Sakura. With all three keeping to themselves, Naruto only talking to Sasuke to stop the silence, then go back to working on his Amba mask. Sakura was by herself in one of the corners of the room in contemplation about both of her teammates. On one hand, the so-called dead last Naruto of the Leaf was actually not a dead last and probably has more experience than the whole class, on top of being more powerful than Sasuke. And she speculates the fake blonde has split personalities, as in the class he went from serious to his dead last mask to a pro ninja to a mix of all three. The boy was confusing as all hell, and it didn't make any sense to the young pink-haired banshee. And she was starting to regret everything she said about the boy. After Naruto had called everyone out for calling him dead last and played it as a joke, Sakura realized even if the boy was faking every moment, she still bullied the young shinobi, and she started the trend of calling him dead last. When now that she thinks about it, he is probably the farthest from dead last. Even in his mask he was going toe-to-toe with Sasuke for the most part. And the fact is, she felt sick at what she had done to him. He made it clear that no one besides Sasuke had been a friend to him, as well as not treating him like a dead last. And on the subject of Sasuke, the Uchiha had been hiding his true self and friendship with Naruto. Looking at it now, since they were friends, Naruto could have been training the boy. She knew Sasuke was a prodigy, but a shinobi that was able to influence and infiltrate the academy, one of the most protected place in the village. Of course she knew that the Hokage allowed him to be in the academy for some mission. But still, no one being able to determine that a new kid who was already a shinobi was entering in the school. Because most of the teachers in the academy were Chunin, this meant that Naruto had to be at least low Jonin or higher. And going back to Sasuke, if Naruto was training him, Sasuke wasn't just low or mid Chunin, he was at least high Chunin or low Jonin. Meaning the two were much stronger than anyone in their graduating class. Which was obvious before the reveal for Sasuke. But now it was much more abundant with how the two were as close as brothers. Stopping her musing, Sakura would look to Naruto, who was writing seals into his mask or fixing them. She didn't know. All she knew was that mask was very similar to a Amba mask besides the orange color. Naruto would sigh as he looked up to Sakura. If you're gonna watch, you might as well come over here. Sasuke would look to Naruto, then Sakura, these words surprising Sakura. Okay, but I need to get something off my chest. Naruto would tilt his head. I'm sorry for the trouble I caused you, Naruto, and how I bullied you. It wasn't right for me to call you dead last or hit you or any of it. And I'm sorry. Sakura would avoid the eyes of Naruto and Sasuke, with Naruto grinning. Sakura, that all in the past. To be honest, I forgave the whole class already. Plus it helped with my mission. But now all you really got to think about is being part of this team. As we are teammates, we are going to need to help each other. Now come here, want to show you something. Sakura would be surprised as she walked to the black and red-haired boy, with Sasuke making his way over to the two. Naruto would show them the hidden seals in the fox mask and would begin explaining what it can do, as well as explaining his past. With Naruto getting ideas to make his two friends weapons. Time would go by, Naruto finishing fixing the seals in his mask and glove. Having enough, Naruto would put his fox mask on, showing him the seals all around the room that could be activated at any time. Sakura and Sasuke would look at the ex-Ambu. You, Naruto, what are you doing? Kakashi deserves a surprise for being this late. Gigi told him to be on time. And I guess the silver-haired pervert forgot what happened when I became captain. Flashback. Naruto had just become a Ambu captain and was about to have his first meetings. There was one problem, one of the Ambus still hasn't arrived. This was a mark in the young boy's life, and the man was so late it probably would be his new record. A few more hours go by as a silver-haired man with a dog Ambu mask on would walk in. Guess I missed it, oh well. The door the man just walked through would suddenly close with chairs reacting and starting to slam into the unsuspecting Ambu. After a few moments Naruto would show himself as he takes a book out of the older man's pocket. "Hey, don't touch that. That's mine." Naruto would narrow his eyes as he opened a lighter and held the flame to the book. He would place the book on the floor, placing seals so it wouldn't start a fire. Making the man watch his precious perverted smut burn, Naruto would finally speak. "Ever be late again and I will place a seal on all Ika books in the village to make only you see yaoi comics. Understand, Kakashi?" Kakashi would nod at the young boy. Before he thought it was some snot-nosed brat, but now he realized this is his new captain. End flashback. Naruto would look around the classroom looking for a certain seal for the door. Naruto would walk to the door following the seal trail to the teacher's desk. So the seal to lock the door is here. A very simple seal. Naruto would touch the seal with his right hand, which was covered in the special glove connected to the mask. When touching it, the seal would glow as Naruto would use the glove to draw new parts into the seal. An evil grin would spread on Naruto's face as Sakura and Sasuke watched Naruto work, although they could only see the mask on his face and the fact he was dragging his finger on the desk with a grin. As Naruto would finish, Sakura and Sasuke could see a quick glow from what they would assume to be seals, which would quickly vanish after shining with a blue light. "Naruto, what did you do?" Naruto would move mask to the side, showing his smirk, making sure that Kakashi won't ever be late again. Naruto would laugh evilly, getting on the other's nerves. More time passed as Kakashi would open the door, causing a quick flash of light with a book appearing on the desk as well as a secret seal being placed on it. Kakashi would look to the black and red-haired boy, realizing instantly who he is. "Captain?" Naruto would grin. Kakashi would look around the room, seeing the other two genin and his book on the desk. As Kakashi would pat himself down, realizing that his book was really gone, he would drop to his knees. "Please don't burn it." Naruto would look down at the older man. "You promise you won't be late?" Kakashi would nod quickly. Naruto would pretend to think. "Sorry, but you said that last time and look where we are. You need to learn, Kakashi. Also, I guess I should call you Kakashi-sensei now." Naruto would think as the book was burned with seal flames. Kakashi would try to take the book out the fire, only for him to be stopped by the book seal with a new seal appearing on the jonin's hand. Looking to the seal on himself, Kakashi would look to his old captain. "What is this? Remember what I said last time?" Kakashi would remember the first time he was late when Naruto was his captain. Anything but that. "Oh wait, there's more to that seal than making you only see yaoi books instead of Ika. The seal is meant to take in information from all conversations when it hears something about you needing to be somewhere at a certain time. It starts a timer for you so you don't forget where you need to be. If you are still late, will only yaoi books for a certain time depending on how late you are. Oh, and if you are late 3 days in a row, any Ika book you get will burn in your hands forever, even if you're never late again." As Naruto finished explaining the seal, Kakashi's book would have burned to dust. "Sorry sensei, but I had to make you quit that bad habit quickly. This is the only way." Kakashi would sigh dejectedly as he told his new team to meet him on the roof. Sakura would walk to Naruto. "Don't you think that was a bit much?" "Nope, I'm not having him be 5 hours late every day." Sakura would sigh as the trio made their way to the roof. The three would sit, Naruto placing himself in the middle, his two friends beside him. Kakashi, looking at the three, would give a sigh. "I guess the first thing to do would be to introduce everyone. Your name, likes, dislikes, hobbies, dreams for the future. I'll go first. I'm Kakashi Hatake. You don't need to know my likes or my dislikes, and I don't have a dream for the future or a hobby." The three would deadpan, seeing as they only got the man's name, but Naruto was about to change that. Kakashi Hatake. Likes reading his smut. Dislikes getting his smut burned or being blackmailed with it. Hobbies, reading his smut in public. Dream for the future, to have a signed copy of all Ika books. Kakashi would look away from his students as Sasuke and Sakura were disgusted by him. Well anyway. Next is you Naruto. Naruto would grin. My name is Naruto Uzumaki. Likes are ramen my friends and Enko-chan. Dislikes people who try to hurt my precious people and people who can't see that a kuni is different from a scroll it's sealed in. As well as people who blame others for what someone else did. Naruto would remember how before he became an Ambu and arrived in the village there were already rumors on how he was the nine-tailed fox. Which to him didn't make much sense to how it could get out so quickly that he was a Jinchuriki, so for the few years he wasn't an Ambu he felt the hatred of the villagers, which is actually how he found Enko and connected with her. She was being hunted by ninja and villagers alike. When he came to stop them the two fought them all together. Of course they lost. It was a special Jonin and child against 5 Jonin and an army of villagers. But hey, the two survived. Hobbies are training, making new seals and weapons. And my dream for the future is to become the best and strongest ninja in the village. Recognized by all other villages. Kakashi would I smile as he Naruto finished. It wasn't any secret how Naruto was first treated when he arrived. Glad to see he has more friends at the least. Okay, next is you Pinky. Sakura would look up as she smiled softly. My likes are Sasuke, Naruto and this book I'm stuck on. My dislikes are Ino and fatty foods. My hobbies are. Sakura would blush realizing how bad of a fangirl she was. My hobbies don't matter. And my dreams for the future don't either. Sakura would look away from her teammates and knew Sensei still a bright red. Kakashi would begin to think to himself about what Sakura had said. If this team does pass the test she will probably need the most help. From what I can see. She is getting out of her fangirl tendencies. But she does seem to have trouble. The silver-haired man would turn to Sasuke. Your last emo. Hokage-sama said the kid was a brooding brat after the massacre. Understandable even if he would be mainly thinking of revenge. But this doesn't seem like what he said Sasuke was like. When before I walked in I could tell that the three were talking. Not just Naruto and Sakura. This team might actually pass, it all depends on the test and how each of them are. Sasuke would crack a smirk as he looked up. My name is Sasuke Uchiha. My likes are tomatoes, katsudan, and my friends. My dislikes are people who try and hurt my friends and people who disrespect my brother. This would surprise Kakashi as apparently the kid feels respect for his brother. The Hokage said he hated Itachi. Was he hiding his true self like Naruto? Sasuke would crack a small grin as he remembered what Naruto had said to him one day. Why not ask his brother, as I would need both sides of the stories. Sasuke remembered the sadness in his brother's eyes. He wasn't one to kill for no reason. It wouldn't make any sense. So Sasuke decided he would ask his brother again. That was his goal. Sasuke and Naruto would activate their Sharingans, which would surprise Sakura and confuse Kakashi. And my goal is to find out the truth of the Uchiha massacre with Naruto by my side. Note: no, it's not a Naruto x Sasuke fiction. It a Naruto x Anko. Really don't like those what ifs. You think they going to be good, then it pulls out the whole Naruto x Sasuke ship thing. Hate when they turn out like that. Enough ranting. Back to the what if. The two Sharingan users would deactivate their dojutsu as Sasuke would stop the long silence. A hobby would be training, I guess. Kakashi would I smile. Well, I guess you aren't emo. Pretending to think the silver-haired shinobi would put his hand on his chin. I should tell you all that technically you aren't a team yet. This would surprise Sakura and Sasuke as Naruto just yawned. What do you mean, Kakashi-sensei? We passed the test, right? Naruto would dig out some ear wax and flick it onto the floor. Sakura, that was a test to weed out the hopeless people who could never become ninja at their current level. Kakashi would give a fake frown through his mask. You can't spoil everything for them, Naruto. Naruto would yawn. I just want to get this over with quickly. Kakashi would tilt his head. You weren't one to be patient, Captain. Anyway, you all have to do the true Janine test, and that will decide if you are still a team. We will do a survival exercise. The older shinobi would smile. I suggest you don't eat breakfast. You might puke. Be at training ground 7 around the same time you were here today tomorrow. Saying this, Kakashi would suddenly disappear. Naruto would get up as Sasuke and Sakura looked at him. What? Sasuke would blink. We ain't gonna have a plan or something. We can figure it out when tomorrow. Naruto would sigh. Right now I owe someone dango. Sakura and Sasuke would blink as their black and red-haired friend would leave. Running through the village feeling the wind through his flowing hair. Naruto would remember his Ambu past. The boy made a name for himself and had a reputation as the second coming of the Yellow Flash. Although no one ever saw him or his face. Just that he was as fast as his father and even more deadly. But most people didn't make the connection that the two were related. Going deeper into his mind after landing on a tree, the young shinobi would go into his mindscape. Appearing in the sewer of his mind, Naruto would follow the pulling feeling on his chakra, leading him to the middle of the seal. Naruto would finally step before his tenant and would stop. Hey furball, you up? The giant fox would open one of his eyes as he stared at his jailer. What do you want, Kit? I was in the middle of a nap. I can't just talk to my friends, Kurama. Kurama would laugh. This laugh was deep and dark as the beast was great in size. This is mainly because he has been made whole by his parents after he unsealed the fox. Kit, we used to be friends. Until you put me back in this cage. I thought you were different from all the other humans. I believed you were. This would cause Naruto to look away in shame at what he did to his friend. With a glare. Tell me why I shouldn't keep you out of the seal until you're a senile old man. Naruto would float up to the seal that was replaced on Kurama's cage, a seal that was made by the young boy himself. A seal that would allow Kurama to give some chakra, maybe one tael's worth. Naruto would remember how he betrayed his friend. It started when he was starting out training to be Ambu and trained to hard. He appeared in his mindscape where he met the fox and his parents. Which for him was something he lived, that he got to meet his real parents. After a year or so, Naruto and Kurama became best friends and Naruto unsealed the fox. At the time, Kurama just said he respected the boy for becoming such a strong shinobi. Of course, Naruto didn't believe him. The problem arrived after he met Enko one day when the two started to run from a mob of villagers and ninja. Naruto had to use the furball's chakra to protect them. But of course this chakra was potent, practically burned like fire and acid, and was very poisonous and powerful, and Naruto and Kurama got so used to two tails that the two decided to up the power. Naruto didn't know what happened after that, but apparently whatever happened, he ended up losing control and hurting Enko. This scared the young shinobi to the point he developed the seal to make sure he didn't use more than one tail. And by proxy seal Kurama, as well as cut off the mental link. This would basically leave Kurama in a small space as well as feeling betrayed. Naruto would open his eyes as he looked to his lost friend. I'm sorry for cutting you off, Kurama. I shouldn't have done that. It wasn't right of me to just seal you away. Naruto would grab at the added seal and would start peeling it off. The large fox would look at his jailer with a small smile. I can't stay mad at you, Kit. But you will have to prove that you haven't gone soft. Naruto would rip off the seal as Kurama's tails had slammed into the bars, opening the small cage as the shinobi would be pushed back. Landing on his feet, Naruto would look up at the giant fox with a grin. The young shinobi would rush at the tailed beast as he made the hand sign he was known for. In a poof of smoke, 5 clones would appear. When Naruto first got this jutsu, he wanted to spam the bell out of it. But after he figured that no matter what he did his chakra would be split equally between them, he decided to work around it. The way he did this was creating 5 clones to start with, since his monstrous chakra was still potent to the point where making 5 clones still left all of them with more chakra than most everyone. With the 5 clones he could assign each one a specific job spamming attacks. But for this he made these clones spam more clones. This would create 5,000 clones. The clones could make more, but it would spread the chakra too thin to be effective. With this the 5,000 clones rushed at the beast, each sending out a different elemental jutsu. This would be easy for Kurama to deflect with his tails. While doing this the fox used his claws to destroy clones in the hundreds as Naruto hung back charging a big ball Rasengan with 2 new clones. The clones would get absorbed into the Rasengan as it began to spin with more power. With a push Naruto flew up as Kurama had finished beating the clones. The shinobi would run the ball of spiraling chakra into the giant fox, sending him back. The two would laugh. "You still got it, kid." Kurama would lay down and close his eyes. "See ya. Say hi to Anko for me." Naruto would smile, almost forgetting why he is here. "Oh yeah, Kurama. I need to train more. That's another reason I came here." Kurama would chuckle. "Aren't you strong enough to?" "No, I'm not Sannin level. I could maybe fight GG for a few minutes before getting my ass handed to me. And I don't think I can even hold a candle to one of the Sannin, let alone the Akatsuki." The 9-tailed fox would smile. "Well then, I guess we can start our training again. But it's going to be worse than last time." Naruto would grin. "I wouldn't expect anything else. See ya, kid." Naruto would leave the seal as only a second had passed compared to the 10 minutes it felt like. The boy would make his way through the shinobi part of the village, remembering his way as he weaved through the alleys and roofs. Eventually the shinobi landed on the side of a building right next to a window on the 3rd floor. Naruto would open the unlocked window and would crawl inside the apartment. Looking around, the boy didn't find the one he was looking for. "Knew I should have went to the bar first." The ex-Ambu would crawl back out the window and would close it, traveling with speed through the village. Landing at the familiar bar, Naruto would yawn and walk inside. Naruto would look around for the purple-haired Kanuchi while reminiscing about how many times he had to get the girl out of this place. After the boy became Ambu, the villagers mainly focused their hate on her. Meaning when he was out of the village for a mission, the army of villagers and team of Jonin had more chances to hurt Anko. To forget the night where she failed to escape, the girl came here. Whenever Naruto came back he made sure to give the villagers a castrating. But the hate for the snake mistress ran deep, to the point where rumors began to circulate around the village, calling the nice girl who hid behind bravado and her looks a whore or a evil Kanuchi that loved to make people scream. Of course this was partially true on the fact that the purple-haired girl was in the interrogation division, and had to use many tactics to interrogate their enemies. Back to how the girl came here to forget her problems. Naruto always had to make sure she never stayed too long on the fact that some ninjas on Anko's bad side liked to come here. The young shinobi would move around the bar, already seeing some of the daily glares. Of course most people didn't know he was Ambu. Only Ambu knew other Ambu. That was one of the rules, along with the Hokage knowing, of course. If it wasn't for that fact he probably would have told the whole class to freak them out. Tilting his head sideways, Naruto would notice that there were less glares than normal. Guess it was the fact that after he left for a while not many people knew who he was. So less glares. Could also be the fact that some of the glares were pointing to the person he was looking for. Turning around, Naruto would see Anko and walk over quickly. "Hey Anko." The boy would move the many shots that were on the table, looking at the purple-haired woman with her head down. "You okay?" Shooting up, Anko would quickly stand, her arms raised, both hands in a fist. The woman would have a drunken smile and blush as she squinted while looking around. Looking down the purple net would see the young shinobi staring with concern at her. "Oh hey Gaki." Naruto would sigh. "You know I was your senpai 3 months ago, right?" The lady would grin as she picked up a glass mug with sake in it filled to the brim. Well, you're a gaki now, aren't ya? Yeah, I guess you could say that. Anko would start to slur her words as she sat down next to Naruto. Come on, sit with me, have a drink, you still owe me that dango. The boy would blush as Anko got in his face. Hey Anko-chan, you should stop drinking. The snake mistress would wave this off. Come on, one round plus we got to celebrate you getting a team. Naruto would blink and sweat drop. Anko, I don't have a team yet and I think you had enough. Come on Gaki, just one more. The black and red-haired boy would look to the glares still being sent at them. Wanting to annoy them a little, Naruto would smirk. Fine, one more round. Anko would jump up getting a mug for Naruto as Naruto got some dango for the two. Eventually the two would be kicked out as Naruto had to lead the two back to Anko's apartment. After laying Anko down, Naruto would turn to leave only to be pulled into a hug. Naruto would blush feeling the girl hold him close. The young ninja would stop blushing after turning to Anko. Anko. Are you okay? Naruto would wipe off one of Anko's tears as he stared at her. Naruto knew that being in the academy took up time and he wasn't able to see her that much, but to make her cry like this. Please. Don't leave. Not again. The boy would realize that his mission kept him away from his friend when he wasn't working or talking with Sasuke he was training. He left Anko to fend for herself. He never thought it was this bad, but Naruto would hug her back as he let her cry against him. I won't. Never. Again.
Thank you all for watching the video and watching me as I made these stories for YouTube. And I hope you will go to my other channel, and hey, if you're already subscribed, go subscribe to my other channel because I will be uploading on that channel soon. And another thing, hope that you will click on this channel again to watch the story of how I went from making videos with my voice, not having text-to-speech, having like trash intros, almost got my channel copyrighted, just a whole bunch of other things, to now. Without further ado, Little Ninja out for one last time.